Hey parents, what's up? It's me, Seth, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what I think the number one most important factor is that I think you need to consider during this pandemic time, during this time when there's a lot of school closures and you have to suddenly be in a position where you have to homeschool your child. What is the number one most important consideration? And to me, the most important consideration that you want to contemplate and consider during this time is the relationship. What does that mean? Well, the problem that a lot of families are going to have once the parents start getting into the teacher role is that parents feel like they need to have their kids doing certain activities or actions or worksheets or whatever they're supposed to be doing. That they're thinking, okay, we have to get our kid to do these things. And in order to get your child to do those things, you're going to use any tools at your disposal to get your child to do those things. And unfortunately, a lot of the tools at a parent's disposal, a lot of the way that they're going to do this is what they've learned or what they've seen, or the parents will feel sort of an anxiety. We've got to get these things done. How do we get these things done? And what they're often going to resort to is punishments, rewards, trying to motivate their kids in whatever ways that they think, arguments, trying to rationalize with their kids and use logic to explain to them how important this is. And so, all of these things that they're going to resort to that aren't going to work. And if they work, they're really going to work temporarily. And what they lack is buy in and ownership. They lack what's called an internal locus of control. And what that means is that your child is being told from the outside, this is what you need to do. It may not be engaging, it may not be fun, it may not be meaningful, but we're telling you you have to do it, so do it. And of course, their nervous system, as would yours, is going to reject that. And so, what we want to do is we want to start always with the relationship. So I want you, if you haven't learned about healthy and securely attached relationships, something called attachment theory, and there's something called polyvagal theory that talks about how our nervous systems communicate together and how we co-regulate and attune. I know I'm talking fast here, but I just want to convey this one little point. Please research attachment theory and polyvagal theory in the nervous system. But our nervous systems are always communicating together. And when I say it starts with a relationship, the reason it starts with a relationship is that if you're going to get your child to do these things, for me as an executive function coach, if I am going to get a student to trust me to take risks, to do things like use a planner, get organized, check their grades, email their teachers, get work on something that they don't feel like working on, if I'm going to get them to work with me, to trust me, to help move them forward, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And what we're doing right now is essentially we're trying to lead a horse to water and make him drink. We're trying to get our kids to engage in educational experiences that may not be very engaging right now. So it starts with relationship. So if your relationship with your child is such that your child's going to give you a lot of pushback and resistance, and your MO is to use punishments or rewards or logic or rationalizing or helping them to see the light through a lecture or nagging or whatever, or anger, then again, it's not going to work long term. It may do it so that you get off their back. It may work in the moment, but it's not going to give them an internal locus of control that empowers them to be able to take action and move through their own resistance to do things that are in their own self-interest for building a great future for themselves. So this is a time for planting seeds. This is a time when we want our kids to continue to have educational experiences, but we are going to have to figure out how do we get them to not just think that this is a free for all and that it's spring break forever and summer break forever, and that they actually plant seeds and have experiences that are going to contribute to their education that will help them have a great future. So, how do we do that? It starts with a relationship. It starts with our children feeling emotionally safe with us, being able to communicate with us. It doesn't have to be happy and perfect all the time. It can be messy and there's conflict and there's problems. That's fine. But ultimately, we are working towards more and more healthier and more secure, attached connection with our child. And we want to start with buy in and ownership and internal locus of control. What does that mean? Once we have some good attachment, once we can get in a good place with them and we can start getting to a place where we can help our kids take action for their education, They have to have a sense of buy-in and ownership. In other words, we want them to feel like they have choice in the matter. Not like we're just dictating top down to them what they need to do, but that they have choices. And I'm not going to get into how to do that in this video, but the point is if you as an adult don't have buy-in and ownership in what you need to do, and it's not meaningful or purposeful to you and it doesn't matter to you, why are you going to do it? There has to be buy-in and ownership. So we really want to work towards how do we get buy-in and ownership? First, we start with a relationship, and then how do we get some buy-in and ownership? How do we get our kids to feel like, okay, they've got some choice in this. They're a part of this process. They get to choose certain things about it so that it's easier for them to take action in it, and they understand why it matters for them to take action. Not because we are lecturing them to teach them why it matters, but because they have an internal sense that it matters for them and their future and their life. My name is Seth Perler. I'm an executive function coach out of Colorado, and I help struggling students navigate this thing called education so they can have a great future. If you like what I'm doing, please share this video. Please share my work. Please give a thumbs up on YouTube because it helps the algorithm, helps my message get out there. Please subscribe on my site and share this with as many families as possible. I hope you're healthy and I hope you're safe. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.